Now tuning in to Earbud Media. Audio for everyone.
Here.
We're live, baby.
We're far, and we're also wherever you are.
What a great way to start this episode.
It's how we do it.
This is how we do it, actually.
This is how we do it, you know?
What if this podcast just became us referencing 90s jams? 90s and early 2000s jams?
I would say that I had trained my whole life for this, then.
I've never been more prepared in my life for anything.
Yeah, I would argue that the only thing that I had prepared more for in my life would be specifically the Spice World movie.
Right.
Because of how much I have watched it. Or, like, 2000s Food Network TV shows.
Oh, yeah. What a pristine era of content.
I am incredibly well-versed.
Yeah. When I went back home for the holidays, my brand of going home culture is we watch a lot of trashy reality television shows. Mostly like harmless trashy, like Food Network, Price is Right, all of those weird morning game show type nonsense.
Yep.
And like Everybody Loves Raymond. Like that's the juncture. that's the whole oeuvre.
Yes.
But like watching like guys' grocery games over the holidays was maybe the worst thing I've ever experienced. And I just wished I want those, like, cake competitions. I want I want that.
I agree.
Genre, that few-year period of time. That was perfect.
No, I agree. Nothing really brought me... Like, I think I'm still chasing the high of the first time that I saw Rachel Ray carry an arms full of just, like, produce and shit from the fridge to her countertop. And I was like, wow, that's what empowerment really looks like.
Yeah.
Instead of just the 2 steps that it took her. And just like, instead of just taking 2 trips, she was just like, nope, I'm just gonna fill up all of my arms as if she's got like more than 2.
Yeah.
All the way up to her chin. Just an absolute audio nightmare for the people in the back. Just the amount of plastic against her mic. And just an absolute mess. But it was a true heightened and stressful moment in the early 2000s.
I think that explains a lot about how most of us carry our groceries now.
Absolutely.
Which is fuck more than 1 trip.
Oh, for sure.
Full stop.
I don't want to be able to feel my fingers when I get back into my apartment.
I want to be able to saw my arms clean off after that and not even flinch.
What is circulation, even?
I don't know her.
But do you know what I do know is EVOO. Thank you, Rachel Ray. Welcome to Into the Twilight, a show not about Food Network.
Unless
you want it to be, in which case we will be bought. But instead, about all the things that we love with a splash of Italian twist, because hi, I'm here. Cody, how the hell are you doing?
I'm doing okay. We're back in the closets, dude. It's been a
Ooh.
minute since I locked myself in the closet to record
Ooh.
a podcast.
Welcome to the
I'm
space.
realizing all of the shit that I have shoved in here since the last time I was in here. So we're in a little bit of a cramped situation, but it's great. The sound
Just got
is
some friends?
good. Right, just got a lot of boxes. I just, instead of taking them down, I just shoved them in my already small closet.
Just got some pals.
Yeah.
We're gonna get some cardboard ASMR.
Yeah, I'll just do a little fictionalized ASMR set for you. I work at a UPS store and I'm braiding your hair.
Oh no. Instead of a glass box, you're just gonna make us a really scratchy cardboard box.
Yeah, I'm just gonna use a box cutter and just stab it across the box cutter for
Jesus.
30 minutes. That's my ASMR.
Oh my god.
Just pure nightmare sounds.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah.
We're just gonna be really terrified about how poorly you can cut a box.
Right. Yeah, they're honestly more worried for my safety than theirs.
Yeah.
It's like, are they gonna hurt themselves? Maybe. Who knows? You made a choice by clicking on this video, so...
The thing that made me the most nervous when I was incredibly young, but how young I was getting my first job, working retail, was just how willing retail jobs are to give very young, out of high school, inebriated kids box cutters. And they're just
What
go
is up
wild.
with that? We trust you. This is fine.
We're not going to teach you how to use these incredibly sharp tools, but just have fun.
Yeah.
You don't need your fingers. Just go loose. Have fun.
The amount of times I found just loose blades from the box cutter just strewn about at my retail establishment. There are kids here often. And also kids working here most of the time. This is not great. It's not a great look.
Just hello, new retail employee. We know that you texted through the incredibly outdated and cheesy 30-minute safety presentation that was on a 2001 DVD player. Now that you feel incredibly well-versed in every sort of safety protocol, please use this dull and now incredibly dangerous box cutter to go slice through all of your fingers. Have fun.
Have a blast.
Have a blast. Also, we're all vampires, so as soon as you nick your finger, you will die.
Ooh, I love this just fan fiction you're writing off the dome here. That's very
That's
fun.
true. You are all willing to now take that IP and write.
And there's an easy 50 Shades crossover there with the hardware store.
Oh, that's true.
We can make
God.
Layers.
It's all there.
Yeah. How the fuck are you, dude?
Oh my god, thank you so much for asking. I love this 2020 improvement.
I ask you. I can't believe.
I'm okay. I'm good. I'm good. I'm breaking apart. I don't know.
My life is in shambles. What are you gonna say?
I don't know. I just made the mistake of opening my Twitter app, and realizing that a very famous pop star, that I am not a personal fan of, has the same disease that I have, which is very interesting.
Ooh.
Which, it sucks, because,
Right.
I would never wish that on him. But now he's, on a soapbox, talking about it, which is very interesting.
Right.
Wouldn't wish it on anybody. But now I, feel bad for him, because everyone was, talking shit about his appearance, and, that, sucks or whatever. Also, in my neck of the woods, there's, SNE or whatever, which is cool. So my yearly time of, falling on my ass will probably happen, because it usually happens with ice, and there is snow coming.
It's coming.
I can feel it in my bones, folks. It is coming.
I wish you could just you would have like a body cam on or something that's just constantly filming for when it finally does happen, which will be soon, and it will happen.
It could just start filming and send an immediate, like, push notification to all of our patrons, like, alert, Allie has fallen.
She done did it. She whiffed it. She did her annual fall on the ice and broke every bone in her body.
And everyone just sends a collective, like, punch into the air of, like, yes, it happens.
It's the moment you've all been waiting for.
Yep. Yeah, so there's snow.
Think of all the meme potential, you know what I mean?
That's true. That's true. So, we're here. This is your solace from the world's crashing and burning and stuff. I would be lying if I said that I was not looking forward to this, in part because I was like, oh, hey, the world's a trash fire. Let's do something to not think about it for a while. I also, this is an update that's literally not about anything that we talk about on this podcast, but I set a time alert on my phone, like a screen time, for Twitter for the first time.
Ooh, very brave.
And I'm, like, trying to listen to it when it's like, hey, don't go on Twitter anymore because you said you don't want to do that.
Right.
And I don't want to get all, like, on my soapbox, but
yeah,
not inundating myself with bad stuff.
Yeah.
Hey. It's, like, kind of nice.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Who would have thought? Interesting.
Hi. I don't know that I'll stick to it because I seem to crave it.
Because I love punishment.
Because I like to somehow, like, make myself feel bad for stuff that I can't control.
Right. Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah, trying a new little thing.
Trying a thing of, like, it's called, like, I don't know. Some people say it's called, like, self-care.
Ooh. Okay.
I don't know.
2020, we're manifesting, baby.
Something about, like, I talked the talk and now I'm, like, doing it?
Whoa.
I don't know.
Whoa.
We'll need to report back.
We'll be checking in every week.
Yeah, we'll see.
Don't you worry.
I won't get my hopes up, you know? But we'll see.
Yeah.
So, we've got some actual news about the stuff that we actually do on this show.
What?
Which is talk about things that aren't us. Because can you imagine? That would be boring as fuck. First off, for our current events, we got some Robert news on the space.
News. It's Batman.
Oh, I wish that
punch stuff.
I wish that there was an actual theme song for Batman. If only.
Nope.
But I like the one that you are coming up with. They should almost, like, reach out to you to do.
Yeah, I am extremely for hire. So
can be bought.
I so quickly can be bought. Morals out the door.
Can be bought for a hoagie.
Right. Do you remember that TikTok audio about the Popeye's chicken sandwich that was like, my my bounty is one Popeye's chicken sandwich, a hard to find sandwich for a hard to find bitch.
Oh my god, I earned so much cred yesterday when I was talking to my kids about TikTok memes, and I told them that my favorite right now is the weighted blanket meme going around. And my kids were talking about how they did that over break, and it was very good. I earned some, like, major points.
Quick PSA, don't fucking throw your weighted blanket over your head. Please, God.
Don't, but it's also very funny.
Gotta stop. I love watching them do it, but don't do it. I've seen people fall down stairs.
That one was so funny. The one with the uncle. Oh my god, I died. Oh
anyway,
my gosh.
Batman.
Anyway, Batman.
There's some new photos from the filming of the Batman.
They're so blurry.
They are the shakiest fucking things I've ever seen.
It looks like the person took them, like, right before they died. They are so zoomed in.
This is from Joe's, like, telescope. Like, this...
For real.
He's just snooping in. It's like, listen, the thing that was really annoying about, like, zoomed-in photos is that, like, when you actually zoom in camera and then take the photo, it always looks garbage. But if you just, like, take a normal photo and zoom in and just, like, screenshot or crop it or whatever, it looks fine. But people just like to zoom. They like to zoom.
They love a good zoom.
They love a zoom, and I get it, but these are horrific. All that I really can see is that Rob is just fucking chilling and vibing on this motorcycle. This honker of a motorcycle.
I do love a good motorcycle with a huge ass camera on it as well.
Yeah, a huge camera and just a big old wheel.
It's just a big wheel.
Just a big wheel.
Yeah, there's obviously, like, nothing that we can get from these other than we think it's Robert.
Yeah.
All you can tell is the helmet and this, this backpack. But it's exciting to know for sure. The details, there's a couple of things, right? And again, like, hi, welcome to Into the Twilight. We talk about photos on a podcast. Yes, it makes no sense. A couple of details that make me very excited, though. One, the Gotham Action News van.
Very good.
It's a detail that makes me very excited.
Yeah.
The other thing, I think it's like a fake police officer, since they're covered in a blanket. So I think it's just like an actor in between shoot. But I love that there's, like, a group of, like, actor police officers waiting on a stoop, and one of the police officers is just, like, covered in a blanket. Because that's a mood.
Yeah. Just chilling with my bros.
Just chilling, waiting in between shots, just covered in a blanket. So that's, makes me excited that they're, filming. We'll never be able to see this movie because it'll never come out. But
if we stay true to our word and make sure he gets into art house porn, we're never gonna see this movie.
Right, exactly. So, but maybe someday.
Who's to say?
Right, exactly. So, maybe someday. But yes, very excited about that. The next thing, since it is your job, would you like to talk about this next piece? Hey, you signed up. You talk about it. It's
Gwyneth Paltrow watch.
Woo, woo,
woo. So Gwyneth is doing her little press junket because for some godforsaken reason, Netflix decided to give her a very fancy fucking television show about Goop and about her fucking snake oil bullshit factory.
Yeah.
Which is great. But because of that, she's going on these press junkets and talking and whatever. And one of these places, she finally, thank God, let us know how she feels about Dakota Johnson.
Finally. The world has been asking.
The question we've been dying to have answered. She says she loves her. And it's great. And they're fine.
Yeah, it's great. That's it.
That's it. So not a thing. But at the end of this article, there's an extremely good photo of Gwyneth Paltrow and Brad Pitt.
It's so... it really means a lot to me.
Brad's hair is magnificent.
One of the things that I really enjoy about Brad Pitt is that, and I don't I don't know why we would have talked about it on the show. So I feel like it was definitely something that I saw on Twitter. Is that Brad Pitt models, like, he changes himself, he morphs himself to look like the person that he's dating. And this is definitely one of those cases where this photo of him and Gwyneth Paltrow looks a lot like two siblings in a Wes Anderson movie.
Yeah.
And
it just looks like this could be a poster for the butterfly effect. It's just like, these are mirror images. These are the same. They
look like the fucking Quinn twins.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot. Two blonde buttes just fucking vibing, just chilling in so much black. Oh, wow. It's a lot. But I love it. And they were a powerhouse for sure.
Hell yeah.
So, thank you, Brad Pitt, for your service.
Thank you, Brad.
The next thing, folks, I don't really know. I felt like I needed to include this in our current events here just to kind of get y'all's feelings. I don't know.
Test the waters.
Yeah, I guess. But I don't really have much to say here. And it's kind of just the fucking Netflix show Dracula.
Okay. Yes.
I don't know what to say much here.
What are your feelings? What's your hesitation here?
I originally, when this came out, saw someone tweet a screen cap of this show.
Yeah.
Just dragging the show through the mud because of the costumes.
Right.
And so I was like, well, we obviously can't watch this because I was like, oh no. And then I learned that Moffat was behind it, and I was like, oh, no.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, no.
But hear me out. Here's my pitch.
Okay.
Isn't that exactly the type of nightmare scenario we create for ourselves all the time?
We do a lot of scenarios on this show, so yeah. So yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Yes.
And, this is something we've kind of talked about before, or maybe we had to skip, these news. But there was a big, news thing, when there was press for this earlier in this year, where, the whole thing was like, oh, is this going to be a bisexual Dracula? And everyone was like, hell yeah, this is great. And then Moffat was like, no, he's bi-homicidal.
Oh
not
my
bisexual.
God.
And I was like, well, this is it, fellas. And the only other thing I've seen from this was a screen grab that I put on our Twitter that was like, I need you to be honest with me. Have you had sexual intercourse with Count Dracula?
Oh
Which
God.
is like, come on. We gotta. We are the vampire fucking people.
That's true.
In the pod space.
That's true. Sorry, I everything that you're saying is completely valid, and I want to honor it. Do you happen to, on the right-hand corner of your article, are you getting the Palpatine article?
Oh, no, I'm not.
Okay, so there's on the right-hand side of this article, I'm getting a you may also like section where there's some articles, and one of them is an article that has Palpatine's face. And I just need to share this with you just real quick because it's haunting me, and I'm gonna just go ahead and really quickly put this on the Twitter space because the title of it is it's Palpatine looking incredibly haunting, and then the title of this, what I can imagine is an article, says, when exactly did Palpatine fuck? And I'm just trying to live my life, I'm sorry. I'm trying to, I'm broken. I don't need this.
You know, it's about time someone
No.
got to the bottom of this.
No.
Don't you want to know?
No.
Aren't you a little bit curious?
The questions that you are asking are inappropriate.
Because here's the thing, Allie. It's not a matter of if he fucked, because he did. It's a matter of when.
I'm going to rip my eyeballs out and mail them to you so that when you think about questions like this, you can look into my eyes, which you've never seen in person before, and know better than to ever say those things out loud.
You're not like a tiny bit curious.
Obviously I am. But I don't want that recorded for all of space and time.
No, that's fair. This alone will send me to prison. So, like,
there are so many things on this podcast that, like, whenever I go to hell, because there's no way that my work earns me a place of rest and healing, that, like, wherever I get to, they're gonna play, hey, remember when you said pencil dick more than once to kind people that pay you money to listen to your voice? And I'll be like, yeah, but it was funny though, right? And they're gonna be like, no, you're an adult. Stop.
I'm gonna fucking smite you. And you're like, yeah, fair enough, actually. Fair enough.
I have to just remember that it was my choice to seek that out.
Yeah.
So no, I keep those thoughts inside sometimes, contrary to popular belief.
Fair enough.
Okay?
Okay.
Anyways.
Okay.
Back to Dracula. My answer is yes, I want to watch it.
Yes.
All I'm saying is that when it's trash, don't be surprised, okay?
Of course it's gonna be trash. I think you're failing to understand here is that we only are concerned with trash media objects.
That's true. We do concern ourselves primarily and solely with trash. That's fair.
That is our entire brand.
It's, first of all, actually our log line says toxic masculinity first, trash second. So, but yes. Okay. Now you may go to K2 Fashion Corner.
Pew, 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 pew. It's K2 Fashion Corner.
Sorry, I was drinking water.
I love the cameo from the lighthouse, just the fucking foghorn.
I am Foghorn Leghorn, so.
You know what the worst part is? That is definitely not the first time that Foghorn Leghorn has been brought up on this podcast. Because I think he was a title of one of the episodes.
I try to bring him up as much as I possibly can.
Jesus. And yeah, you persist, which is very inspiring. Anyway, K2 Fashion Corner. It's the premiere for Underwater, which is the movie that's coming out with K2 that everyone seems to just not really be talking about or care about, which is fine. We're gonna see it, so it's okay.
Yeah.
But she wore a cute little fit.
It's a good fit.
It's a good fit. She's got her chains, as per usual. She's got a little, like, nice coat situation, a little white bandeau, and a little skirt situation, and these fun, funky shoes.
I do love a good funky shoe.
It's a great funky shoe. They're like lace-up heel moments with little cutouts on the sides.
And it is appropriate because this is on footwearnews.com.
Don't. I didn't even look at the URL. Oh, why? That would explain why there's so many, like, weird foot ads that I'm getting on
It's
this
a lot of
webpage.
feet.
Yeah, that, you know what? This makes a lot more sense. Yeah. Anyway.
All the dots are connecting.
The red string, it all makes sense, it aligns. But yeah, great fit overall. Huge fan. She's giving her little smirk.
Yeah, it's a very good smirk. I will say that.
Yeah, top tier smirk.
That's a smirk of, I'm gonna hold in the fact that I had to be around TJ Miller for a while.
Yeah. Right. You can tell. Oh my god, this is all coming to place here with this footwear news website. Because, like, you can tell this is from a footwear specific site because their description of her actual outfit is like a sentence that's like, oh, she's wearing a coat. And then when it gets to the shoe, it's like, here's everything about the shoe that's ever been made. It's 3.5 inches. The heel's 3.5 inches. It's from this designer. It's made of sheepskin. It's $500. It just has so many receipts.
Yeah, I love that their attempt to describe this outfit is like how my boyfriend would describe it. It's like, she looked chic in a black jacket and miniskirt. And I'm like, but you said what about this? Where is literally everything else that she's wearing? How did you miss all of the other parts? I don't understand.
Right. No, that's it. That's it.
The injustice.
Yeah.
Anyways, but yes, it all connects now. Yes. Okay. Are you ready
Sure
to get
am.
in to episode 3?
Yes.
So I looked at a couple of ratings of there are a lot of I forget this until we get into like TV show analysis, but I always forget about the people that do like blogs that do like episode by episode analysis.
Mm-hmm.
This episode, unsurprisingly, didn't get a very good rating by a lot of the blogs.
Yeah.
So it was about a 3 or lower by most of the ones that I was able to check out, which was pretty wild. What were your general thoughts about this episode?
You know what? I think I may agree. I think this is the worst one yet. I think this is where, I think the first 2 episodes we were kind of in a honeymoon phase, right? Where we're like, maybe this isn't going to be as bad as we think it is. Maybe it's going to be good, and maybe it'll be, like, insightful, and, you know, it'll, whatever. It'll be different than the trash we've been consuming recently.
Yes.
And this was the first moment watching this when I was like, you know, I'm seeing a lot of the bullshit that I didn't like.
I agree.
And I don't, there's some choices, and I'm not, I'm skeptical.
I agree. I feel like more than the other episodes this season, this one felt very reminiscent of the first season.
Right. Yeah.
To me. Mm-hmm. And I did not like that. Because it felt very jarring, and I was like, no. Right. No, go back.
Yeah, we were good. We were having fun. It was fine. Yeah,
you're showing a peek through from the honeymoon episode, and I don't like that, though.
Yeah.
I don't want that.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, to me, it felt very clear of the A and B plots here, and I was like, but no, I don't, no.
I hate all these plots.
But there's a no good plot here is the problem. Yeah, so when we left off last time, there was that commitment between Joe and Love to just, like, stay friends.
Right. We have too much baggage.
So much they've just been hurt before.
We're broken people.
Yeah, totally.
And that's, just to, like, get into the discourse or whatever here, the way that this relationship is being framed is very interesting because, like, by the end of it, it just feels like they had these, like, heart-to-hearts or whatever, And again, Love is, like, kind of doing a lot of the unpacking here, and a lot of, like, oh, we've both been burned before, and we've both been hurt, and we both have trauma, or whatever. And, like, it just makes it seem like, oh, they're meant for each other because they're both twisted, and they both have stuff going on, and they're both complicated. And it's like, no, Joe is a murderer. I don't think that's the same level. Don't think that's an apt comparison for what's happening here in this moment.
Absolutely.
But go off, sis.
Yep. Absolutely. But they're definitely framing them as, like, perfect equals.
Right. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Which
is a bit of a stretch.
Yes, I agree. Yeah. What I've definitely noticed for them is it's very clear of their, like, doing the, like, oh, will they, won't they, even though Love is breaking into Joe's locker at work every day and leaving a, like, very sexy, fresh, baked pastry that they make it very clear that he is having this, like, sexual experience, like, devouring every morning. Right. It's like, what is happening here?
Gobble, 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 baby.
And it's just like, what I really want is, even though I know it's impossible, is for them just to pan over to some, like, random coworker that we've never seen before, and for them to be like, hey, can you fucking not? Can you just stop getting crumbs all over? We're gonna get ants. Do you want ants?
Hey, can you stop fucking finger blasting that pastry? God damn it. You're making a mess.
You just got jelly everywhere, Joseph. Stop it.
This is the break room. Can you just... Please.
Joseph, there wasn't jelly in there. How? Where did you get jelly from? Stop it. Yeah, it's nasty. And it's just like, everything about this is gross. I don't understand it, and I don't like it. Yep. And then there's this other plot of, like, Henderson is still in the picture. I didn't understand. I thought Chris was gonna, like, not. I thought he was just, like, a one episode thing.
Oh no, he's in it, baby.
And yet he's still around.
He's still here. He's making me watch improv.
Like, actual improv in this show.
Literally the worst. There's a lot of choices in this television show, but I think the worst thing it's made us sit through is the improv.
There's improv in this show, and that is awful. But yeah, so there's this whole plot in this episode of, like, Ellie going to, like, work for Henderson, or, like, trying to be friends with Henderson, and Henderson being this, like, bad guy. Ugh, it's gross.
And of course Joe being like, this kid is my kid now.
Yeah, this is my child.
I have to protect her. So I gotta fucking sleuth out and see if this guy's a pedophile.
Yeah, for real. And also the fact that, like, Delilah had history with Henderson.
Right.
So now, of course, for the show's sake, Ellie has to go after Henderson too. Because sure, I don't know. Because that's how siblings have to work, I guess.
Right. There has to be conflict, Allie. Don't you fucking get it?
Yep.
And they have to be at odds with their morals.
Yeah. And in this episode as well, Joe is trying to be friends with 40 and, like, make a truce here, as an attempt to better, like, get on the good side with Love. And so he's basically, like, courting 40 this episode as well.
Yeah.
Which there's also this part where 40 is like, so, Joseph, what are your intentions with my sister? And it's... I love 40, first of all.
Yeah.
He's great.
He's trying his best, you know?
The actor that plays him is a joy to watch in this show. I will say that. So I appreciate that.
Yeah.
We learn quite a bit about 40 in this. A lot about, like, his writing history. And and they're like he wrote this like script that kind of fell through, which I need the show at some point to tell me more about their like this script, because it was called The Third Twin. And I need to know absolutely everything about this third twin that we don't know about.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it ends up that like Joe and 40 go on like a bros night to an improv show.
Bros night, hanging with my bros. Yes, anding with my bros.
Yes, anding with my bros. And the idea of this kills Joe inside, as it should.
Yeah. The one thing we can get on the same page with Joe on.
It's going to an improv show in LA, which sounds like anyone's personal hell.
Yep.
And Cody, what is the improv show called? Just as a quick reminder.
It's called Trigger Warning.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you.
Because comedy, baby.
Because they're really just like pushing boundaries and like.
I can't believe we didn't know Ricky Gervais produced this episode. Oh.
If I remember
right.
Am I fellas? And 40's trying, he goes to scout, if I remember right.
Yeah.
He's going to like, I think he says it's for one of the people in the like improv group, but it ends up actually being Henderson that he's scouting. Because Henderson's doing this like secret set afterwards or whatever. Mm-hmm. And they also go, because there's a party afterwards at Henderson's. And this is the part where Joe talks to someone at the bar afterwards, right?
Yes.
I feel like that's okay.
Yes.
Because he finds out about like the party afterwards, and that's where like he finds Ellie after in the like in the alley, and she's like, "You're not my dad."
I love that she's like, "Why the fuck are you? What are you doing at a comedy show? You're not
funny.
You're not funny."
That was very good. I adore her. She's a gem in this show.
Give Ellie a sword.
Yes, she's so powerful. This is also the part too where she says she's like Henderson's intern or something.
Right.
It's like, what the fuck does he need an intern for?
Yeah, and that's like at this party too, right? Where like Joe talks to Henderson and he's like, "So what's the deal with you and this girl? Like, is she, like, are you friends? Like, what's happening?" And he's just like, "Yeah, I'm just like trying to get her work and stuff. I'm just trying to be a good white guy," like white guy comedian. It's like, okay, dude, great.
It was very powerful. Before they even get there, though, they have to like they know where the party is. They know how to like get there, but they don't know how to get into the house. Mm-hmm. And so they just watch someone do the gate code, and the gate code is literally just like dicks, which is really on brand.
Nice.
So thank you for that.
Hell yeah.
It's powerful. I appreciate
Welcome
it.
to the fucking dick house. Get in.
They think of all of the details, so thank you.
Yeah.
And as soon as 40 gets there, he beelines it to Henderson's agent, tells his idea, which, like, of course, doesn't work.
She couldn't be less jazzed about a proposition if she tried.
Didn't work, obviously.
So directly is like, absolutely not.
When she tries to tell him, like, you're rich, just go fund indie projects.
Right.
You don't need to keep doing this to yourself.
Right. And you can really just beeline the whole situation here.
And he's like, "No, I want to fail. I want to be awful.
Oh, I want to be humbled. Oh, God."
And so instead, when he faces rejection, he just gets plastered.
Oh.
which, I mean, he abuses substances. It is a disease.
Yeah.
But also he is 40 and he is a train wreck of a person.
Yeah.
And so I feel like Joe leaves for a half a second and he comes back and he's like, oh God, what?
And the vibe is ruined.
And I love Joe's inability to handle a situation because his first instinct is to text Love and be like, your brother's a mess? Question mark. And she's like, can you just solve the problem? I don't understand.
Like, how, in what universe is that a helpful text message?
No, I feel like that's, I mean, obviously all that does is just like stress her out more. And so it's just like, instead, solve the problem. I don't.
Right. Or like ask for help, or like how to deal with the person she knows more than anyone. Instead of being like, hey, so your brother is like weirding out, dude. I don't know what's up with that.
It's so bad. So of course he finally figures it out, gets 40 back to his apartment, to Joe's apartment rather.
Yeah.
And figures out how to like make it work and invites Love over. 40 like ends up going to sleep. And as you do, Love and Joe kind of just have sex.
Right.
While 40's asleep.
Yeah.
As you do.
Right. You know
how that works sometimes, you know?
Allie, I know you've never been a twin, but they do everything together.
Have you once been a twin? You're
as a former twin.
What the fuck?
I excommunicated from my twin, but as a former twin.
Sure.
No, but listen, I don't doubt that twins have an energy about them.
Sure.
You know?
I will say, so this is the first sex scene that we get this season.
That isn't all up in Joe's head.
That's true. That's true. It was very quiet. Well, because it had to be.
Yeah.
But lots of choking.
Yeah.
But also, Joe was like blown away.
Again, like confirms our beliefs that Joe is just like a virgin that doesn't know how to be with a woman.
True.
Like same with what happened with Beck and him coming immediately within seconds.
It's true.
Like, I think he's just so scared of women and of sex. And I think anything that is happening, and again, because all of these just play in his fucking head for the most part. He comes up with these beautiful fantasies that never actually live up to what they are. And then when he actually has sex, he's so fucking timid and scared. He doesn't know what to do. He was just like, oh my God, she is gagging me. Wow. Whoa, she's on top? What's happening?
Yeah.
People can just do this?
Yeah. He was truly blown away. When everyone kind of wakes up the next day, 40's like, yo, bad night. Sorry.
You want some eggs, bro?
Literally, I think that's how it works. They were like apology eggs or something that I think he said. I think during the party, Joe had like swiped Henderson's computer or something because he goes to the actual will, and we
his
find
basement
out that
boy.
Basement boy. I do love that. Yes, basement boy. And Will's like, hey, so Henderson's clean? Question mark. As if like there had to have been like an incriminating folder on there that was like crime. Like,
do not open.
Dude, yes.
There's definitely nothing bad in here.
Yeah, there was just like a bad boy folder on there. I do love that idea.
Super bad boy folder.
It's just like the purple devil emoji. It's just like, yep.
Henderson's sneaky little folder.
It just says scamp. Like, it's just, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And then the episode kind of, like, ends with Joseph finding out that, yes, Henderson has this old house, but also this old house has a fucking secret toy dungeon room. So
We are so quickly entering 50 Shades territory.
I have never been more excited.
No, what?
Ooh!
What do you mean? Don't ooh, don't
Ooh!
you you take that back. You spit that one back out. How dare you?
Are you telling me that you wouldn't be excited if you got a house and you found out that it had a secret room? I mean, I would be freaked out if the real estate agent didn't know, but like...
Right, sure. Definitely
Ooh.
scary. Okay, secret rooms, love them. Huge fan. I think they're cool. Secret rooms that are dungeons that also maybe have like childhood and like child ephemera, less cool.
Sure.
Cool. Actually,
What if-
0% cool on that.
What if he actually means, like, dungeon, aka he just plays D&D? Like, what if...
It's just like a little teenage boy's bedroom. Like it's
Yeah. What if he's just a fucking dweeb?
That would be very good. I mean, he does improv, so is that far of a stretch?
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah, maybe.
That's
I'm
exactly
still
what I'm
not
saying.
on board, though.
Yeah, he
I'm
could just be
skeptical.
like... He could just be, you know, like a catfish or something.
I just, like, this whole framing of Henderson is confusing.
I just don't want Crystalia to be in the show anymore.
I mean, that's a fair thing.
Is that so hard to ask for?
No, it's not. Because Joe, I guess the thing is here that Joe is going on some sort of moral crusade in the antithesis of him being a murderer. And being
Sure.
like, well, there may be crimes and evils happening, so I
Right.
must interfere, as I'm one to do.
Yeah.
And, like, is going, like, I'm gonna find out if this dude's a pedophile, but, like, is just, nothing is happening.
Right.
It's
Far, seems like a bad boy
Right.
because he does improv.
Right, he's a bad
seemingly
boy that has hired a fucking teenager and also
Yeah.
seemed cool at a party and seemed cool to my friend 40 at his party.
Right.
And then, like, here's my landlord that has, like, a storied history with him.
Right.
It's just,
And that's it.
why is this the thing? Why is this the thing?
Yeah, it just seems and like, of course he's gonna end up being a skeeve because
It's
why else?
Crystalia. You don't cast
Right.
him in something that's not gonna be skeevy.
Right. But also, I'm bored. So,
Right, yawn.
yeah. Well, speaking of catfish, next week we're taking a pause from you. We're gonna go under the sea.
Ooh.
We're gonna be reviewing Underwater.
Yes.
I'm gonna have a special guest, so stay tuned.
Yeah. Buckle up, fellas.
Buckle up, folks.
Yeah.
Get excited. Things are about to get real.
Yeah.
But until then, we have a very special weekly time of patience.
We do.
All right, I'll start because I want you to do the second one. So,
Okay.
all right, I'm going to start off. This week we're doing a bustle piece about the 12 new and overlooked vampires for your Twilight Renaissance.
Yes.
I'm going to start off with and this week, the reason why it's a special week, is we are including our $7 sponsors.
Yes.
Because our new tiers include our $7 sponsors who also get a shout out as we're adjusting our tiers this month.
Hell yeah.
So our first sponsor this week is Amy, who has their new Patreon name, Amy Taylor.
Woo, woo, woo!
Oh my God, thank you. And Amy, your book is going to be Prudence by Gail Carriger.
Yeah. Very steampunk.
Very steampunk.
Situation? Sure.
Yeah.
All right, folks. This patron brings me a lot of joy.
So powerful.
Their name is Mulch. And that's it. They didn't give us any other name. They've been a patron of ours for a long time, and they just upgraded, so welcome to the fold, Mulch. You are gonna be...
Welcome to the fold, Mulch! Oh, patron saint of the pod.
Yeah. Who's gonna be Mulch Gray? Which is the most absurd phrase.
It just means so much to me.
Yeah. And they're gonna be Vampires of Manhattan by Melissa De La Cruz.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. Shout out to Rebecca Steele.
Yes, dude.
And
Yes.
Rebecca, you are going to be Dark Light by Bella Forrest,
Ooh.
which has some very Twilighty font on the front.
I love that.
I also love that.
Shout out to Kelly Beck.
Hello.
Hello, Kelly. Who's
Hello.
gonna be Slayer by Kirsten White. Based on, or I guess from the world of Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh, I love this art.
Yeah.
Of like a fucking... Is it a stake instead of an arm? Damn.
I mean, she has an arm, but she's holding a stake.
Oh, I could not see the fingers at first. I thought it was just a stake instead of an arm. Wow.
Whoa, the new Buffy is sick. She just has a stake arm. That's assertive, honestly.
I just love the idea of like this like Buffy character going up to like gracefully touch someone's like cheek, and it's just a fucking wooden stake.
Just like a peg leg, but on her arm. Oh my
okay.
gosh.
Shout out to Janae Jasper.
Yeah.
Janae, you are going to be a very beautiful cover, which is The Beautiful by Renee Audier.
Sure.
I think is how you say it.
Yeah.
Renee for Janae. Lots
Yeah.
of pretty names there.
Ooh. Shout out Sophia Salinger.
Ooh.
Who's gonna be close.
Oh.
Quarter. There's two words. I didn't realize that the text was Close Quarter by Anna Szabo.
That's
Szabo.
a pretty bod right there.
It's just a hunky dude covered in blood.
It be like that sometimes.
Listen, fellas, we've all been there, you know?
You wake up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy.
Covered in blood.
Got my glasses. I'm out the door.
Yes.
Got my abs
Jesus
covered in blood. I don't know. All right. Shout out to Erin Salinger.
Yeah.
Erin, you are going to be A Violet Fire by Kelsey Quick.
Ooh.
Oh, Kelsey Quick is like a good author name.
Yeah.
All right.
Shout
You're
out
up.
to Taylor Brown Town Lautner,
Damn.
who's gonna be Fledgling by Octavia Butler.
Oh, damn.
Oh, damn.
All right. And last, but certainly not least, is Katie Weber.
Yeah!
Katie, you are going to be Certain Dark Things by
Hell yeah.
Sylvia Moreno Garcia, which also has a very pretty cover as well.
Ooh.
Lots of like fantasy elements to it. Looks very like gritty vampire, like noir-ish. Lots of good stuff there.
Oh boy.
Here is the fan fiction that I have for you today. It's called It's Only You. It was written by Billy Lover, and the summary goes a little bit like this. Joe Goldberg, a hopeless romantic who is tired of waiting around for Miss Right. After fleeing to Boston to start fresh and escape his past mistakes, he purchases his own bookstore, a clean slate, and goal setting on the way. But as a helpless stranger walks in, everything changes. So I'm going to be reading from chapter 2.
Yes.
Oh, and things are going to get a little bit wild and funky fresh.
Fantastic.
Okay. The way you smile when you think of a memory, the way your feet dangling over the countertop as if you were still a child, the way you play with your thumbs while explaining, the way you listen to me so engagingly, it's just telling me how perfect you are. I was heartfelt. Oh, how I was. You had a terrible day, traveling to the heart of a city for your job only to be fired immediately for something not even your fault. While you do a night shift, tell me what person your age does night shifts. Just tell me the company's name, love. I'll make them pay. Then your phone died mysteriously. You explained how it's on the verge of suicide, so you had no way of contacting home. On the train, you fell asleep and missed your stop and ended up at the station. You were going to wait for the next train, but an old homeless man frightened you, so you bolted onto the dark, freezing streets in the pouring rain. You were going to get a cab home, but you forgot your card at home and you don't keep cash on you. What a terrible day, my dear. But think of it this way. How else would you have met me? My elbows rest on the countertop as you chat about how toxic the workplace is. You're awkward, I can tell. Your hands are fiddling with each other and you don't make eye contact with me. But I can tell that you enjoy talking about this, to me. Have you always lived in Boston, you ask, gaining eye contact with me finally. New York born, I raise my hands in surrender. You giggle, but then you look at me differently. Your eyebrows furrow slightly and your eyes narrow. It's as if you are reading me, as if you know who I am. But how can you know that? What did I say? I know, New York is terrible, I chuckle, trying to turn the conversation around. New York is beautiful, but it certainly has its disadvantages, you reply. I'm sorry, I swear I've seen you from somewhere, you admit, brushing your hand through your silky, thin, brunette hair. I do like to think I'm quite famous, I joke, and you laugh. This is different. In fact, this is better. I don't have to embarrass myself for you. In fact, I only have to be myself. With Candace and Beck, I was constantly exaggerating myself to keep their attention. But with you, I just have to be myself. End scene.
Okay.
I do think I'm quite famous. Oh, Joseph, God.
Oh. You
So
little
famous.
rascal.
You little famous scamp.
Famous scamp. That's how I want to be remembered.
As a famous scamp?
Yes.
I want to be remembered as a famous shrimp.
You know what? I think we can both make this happen.
That's true. I feel like those are both attainable goals.
Alexandria, famous shrimp.
We both can be dying, dead, dipped in cocktail sauce. So, that's fair.
Yes. Just fucking set my whole body in there. Lay me down in a trough of cocktail sauce.
Yep, we can make it happen.
Yeah, I believe in us.
Fuck, as we say in Seattle.
Get bit!
Get whipped.
Ooh.
This is an Earbud Media production. You can find us on Twitter at Earbud Media and listen to the rest of our shows. You can find this show on Twitter at Into the Twilight, as well as intothetwilight.show. You can send us an email at intothetwilightshow@gmail.com. You can also become a sponsor of the show or buy some merch at intothetwilight.bigcartel.com. Our art is done by Maddie Padilla, who you can find at YourGhostHost44 on Instagram, and our music is done by Eli Krause, you can find at Eli Sauerkraus and KrauseFilms.com. The intro and outro is by KB Smith, you can find at KB__Smith on Twitter. You can find Allie on Twitter at Into Wild Places, and you can find me at Dyke Discourse. You've been listening to Earbud Media Production. Earbud Media. Audio for everyone.